Hey, you guys, welcome to Regardless. I am so excited to have you here. Regardless is the go-to hub for tips and tools to keep you going, babe, reminding you that you've got this. Okay, one more time. Sorry. I'm in a weird headspace today. I don't know. I'm just to share my emotions, but I thought I was going to be somewhere I don't know. I don't feel like I am. So we just had a moment of being so real with you guys. Quite honestly, it sounds so silly, but it's really not. This brush actually just made me feel better. Like, regardless of feeling out of sorts, of feeling messy, of being fearful of the unknown, of just having an SOS crisis, I have Gimme. And Gimme reminds me that I'm beautiful, that my hair looks good, that I have all these incredible products here. Literally, this dry shampoo has changed my life because if I don't have to be showering every single day because I'm a busy girl, I can literally reach for this, spritz in my hair, and she looks like this. Like, say less. And Gimme Beauty's hair ties are perfect for my thick hair. Like, literally, my mom is obsessed. She stole 3 of these packages from me. It's okay. I'll share the love. But that's how good Gimme Beauty is. Not only is she so incredible to my hair, but she's also so incredible to my spirit. She's so incredible to really making me realize that, Sky, regardless of how you're feeling right now, as long as you're showing up, as long as you're real, that's all that matters. My loves, I've teamed up with Gimme Beauty to help you guys in feeling more real, more confident, more beautiful than ever. If you want 35% off everything and anything on the Gimme Beauty website, use code Skylar35. Gimme real, gimme me. Gimme Beauty regardless. Okay, so I'm sitting down today in the studio and my producer Andy is looking right at me. And I was going to tell him about my trip to New York, but I was like, you know what? I'm in the studio, might as well just record an episode so you guys can know what happened in New York. First of all, you guys, I'm literally obsessed with New York. Holy moly. Holy moly. It's such an incredible city. And there was such an amazing moment that I had with my mom. And oh my gosh, we just decided to go on a walk, to get outside, because I think this was the day that I actually was featured crazy in Times Square on a billboard. Holy moly, it was probably one of the most coolest experiences I had in my life. And what I realized from this trip is that, as you guys know, October was the layoff. And then, another crazy thing happened and we were trying to get our bearings. And regardless, we were working, we were building. And literally in just a couple of months, I went from corporate, I went from actually selling influencer marketing campaigns to being the face of an influencer marketing campaign. And I think in the depths of my soul, I always knew that I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to be the talent. And even selling these influencer marketing campaigns, I always felt more called to the talent side, to the actual creativity side, to speaking, to being on TV versus actually being behind the scenes. And so for me to be working and grinding every waking hour and literally losing sleep over this business, to literally being right next to my mom in Times Square, looking at a billboard of my face with a dream partnership, with a dream brand, of seeing this course, this word, this mindset, this podcast in Times Square for millions of people to see just walking on the streets doing their day, was such an insane experience. And it was even more epic just to bring my mom with me on this trip and for us to be working on this mindset for you guys over the time span of like months, but what seems like years, because regardless has been an evolution and really is the definition of who I am. But to see regardless attached with Linktree and in Times Square was such a pinch me moment. And when I ask myself, like, Sky, well, how did you go from actually being in corporate America to selling these influencer marketing campaigns to being the face of it? And honestly, I really think it has to do with just like not relying on anyone and showing up. And I know I say this all the time, but just showing up day after day, not losing the vision. And when I say vision, I mean actually like literally physically seeing it in your mind, and living that every day, living as if you were that future version of yourself. And I didn't wait on a manager. I never waited on a brand. I never waited on a friend. I never waited on anyone. If anything, people let me down. I was rejected. I was laid off. I was broken up with. There were wildfires. My lease got taken away from me. But regardless, I knew that I wanted to be the face of those campaigns. I knew that I had a legacy, an impact. I knew that I wanted to scale regardless. And I didn't wait on anyone. I made it happen regardless. And to be able to experience the fruits of the labor with my mom, with a woman in my life who has helped me build this baby, was so epic. And I cannot wait for that one day when you call me or you DM me and you're like, Sky, I am so proud of myself for always seeing my vision, my dream, for living that, living my values, living my truth day in, day out, and driving that vision regardless of what the fuck showed up. Because you guys, it is so worth it. And I think one of the reasons why I love this city, and I'm not sure if you guys are feeling this, but like in LA recently, I haven't been feeling as inspired by like my external environment. And I'm pretty good about creating that excitement in myself. And I think it's because like I have the regardless pivot and mindset so like locked in and zoned in that like it's basically the regardless muscle now, that I know regardless of what's happening outside of me, I can create that magic for myself wherever I am, whether I am in Bali, whether I am in my bed crying, wherever it might be. I can create the environment that I want and I deserve. But being in New York, my mom and I went on a walk in Central Park, and you guys, literally the beauty, the charm that was just surrounding us was so foreign to me. And I'm like, oh my God, why is it that I feel so inspired to storytell? Why is it that I feel like I now have a plot? Why is it now that I want to go right into the studio and record and share and open up and create? Like, I haven't really felt that way about my environment in LA in like a hot sec. And so New York, I just want to thank you for being you, because you unlocked a part of me that I like really missed. And even though you scared the shit out of me, I feel like I would be doing my younger self a disservice by not checking you out and by not trying you out. And so I have an announcement, you guys. I think winter of 2026, and Andy, he's going to die. I think I need to test you out. And in my life, if I've learned anything, and this is like one of my favorite things that my mom has told me, but we only grow through shit. And we only grow when it feels so uncomfortable. If the layoff, if the heartbreak, if the wildfires, if, oh my gosh, my eating disorder, if everything in my life that's gone wrong, family members dying, whatever it might be, every adversity, every challenge has been the catalyst to extreme growth. And I feel like New York might be that next stepping stone for me. And it was so cool to see that like just a billboard coming to life. It was like, hey, New York, like I might be trying and testing you out. And this trip was also, there were so many highs and it went by so fast, but there were also a couple of like challenging moments. And I think this is a super interesting conversation, but like me even working with my mom, the mother-daughter dynamic, you guys, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. Like there were a couple of moments where my mom and I had a couple of like really difficult conversations. And I think when we look at our moms, we think that they're this like all perfect, all knowing human being. And it's like our parents are also humans. They don't have it all figured out. And they have their own triggers. They have their own insecurities. And you guys, I remember right before we were going to go look at the billboard, my mom just had a moment of opening up to me about some of her insecurities, some of her triggers about building this business together. There were a couple of really difficult conversations, but it was also super beautiful for us as mother and daughter to really use these sandpaper to the soul conversations to get to learn and understand more about each other. And I think what's super epic about me being 27 and my mom being 58 and us working together and creating Regardless is that I think we've now entered like a new era of our relationship. Yes, of course, she's my mom and she's one of my closest friends, but she's also my business partner. And going in and doing business with someone is like not easy. Those really hard conversations that we had in New York alongside the super high moments that we had together actually, I think, unlocked a new sense of awareness and also appreciation for each other as human beings, as women, as lifelong students, that like once we hit age 58, age 65, age 70, like we're not going to have all the answers. And that's okay. And me at 27 right now, I'm not going to have all the answers. But I think where the actual growth happens is what I just said before. Through the shitty moments, through adversity, through challenges, through uncomfortable conversations. And the one common denominator that my mom and I have, and the one common denominator that I have with myself is I think the relationship with uncertainty, our relationship with getting uncomfortable. That's when I think life gets really fun. And I think that's when you can learn so much about yourself and about your relationship with others in your life, whether that is your mom, your friends, your coworkers, your business partners, yourself. And through all of this, I've stayed the course. I've stayed in the zone. Yes, I've had my moments of getting emotional, like I literally did with my producer here 10 minutes ago of having a SOS moment. But regardless, I chose to pivot. I chose to remind myself that, yeah, this is when I grow. And I think my mom in our difficult conversations in New York on this trip and also the highs that we experienced, the contrast, that's life. Like that's beauty. And you look at my social media and you see me looking at Times Square and you see me like, oh my God, crying and laughing. And yes, that all happened, that all existed. And yeah, there were also other really difficult moments on that trip where I was crying, where my mom was crying. And all of it is so epic because all of it is supposed to happen. And the highs wouldn't be the highs without some of the sandpaper to the soul moment. So I just want to remind you guys that like, okay, what we see on social media isn't the full story. This trip was so beautiful because of the contrast. And I want to thank my mom for getting and willing to be vulnerable with me, for letting me into your world. And I'm just so grateful to be here. And I didn't really know what I was going to talk about today. And why am I getting emotional? And I'm so grateful that I get to work with incredible brands like Linktree, like Gimme Beauty, because it's all about community. It's all about collaboration. And you guys are really a mirror of me and what I'm learning and how I'm making an impact and how you are and all of this. So give me real, give me me, give me growth, give me beauty, because that's beauty. Like literally these support soirees are so special for me in the community because it's a monthly support group. Like it's literally group venting, group therapy where real girls gather with real brands, real experts to talk about some of the hottest and hardest topics that we're experiencing in real time, and to know that you have a safe space to go to every single month and you have a support system to hold you into pivoting regardless of what's showing up. Like, oh my God, that's solid gold. And the fact that that happens every month, like I love it and it's not going anywhere. So May 21st, we're pivoting through the plastic era, plastic surgery, Botox, lip fillers. We're bringing on the regardless hot seat of a plastic surgeon from Beverly Hills, Dr. Walter Joseph. He's incredible. We're also bringing on a creator to share her POV as an influencer experiencing, oh my God, all the shit that's on social media with the plastic era. And then we're also bringing on one other person, which is like a secret. So May 21st, Neuhaus, Venice, and it's multi-gen. My grandma's coming. They're going to be sharing their experiences. Like it's all real. I love it. Like the events is like what lights me up. And I have a date tonight. It's fine. We're fine. Yeah. New episodes drop every Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.